Brought to you by runtogold.com, the premier source for monetary science applied to geopolitical, international, and economic, financial news and events. Welcome back for the 16th episode of the runtogold.com podcast. This one will be the sad tales of a partner at DLA Piper. While I was at the IMN Real Estate Investment Conference, I got to talk with a senior partner at DLA Piper. We were chatting about the various things that were going on in the markets, and his story reminded me of one that a law professor told me. He had a criminal defendant who was found guilty in the trial, and after the verdict was pronounced, the client asked the attorney, "Well, what happens now?" To which his attorney responded, "Well, you go to jail, and I go home to eat lunch with my family." Before we got to this story, we were chatting about how there was no bid for real estate. I said, "Well, if there's no bid, then it's worthless." He responded, "Well, a 60-story office building in New York can't very well be worthless." Well, this senior partner at DLA Piper, one of the premier real estate and law firms in New York, had a client, a Norwegian bank. On September 4th, this Norwegian bank decided to buy $1.5 billion of some type of paper from Lehman Brothers, with the expectation of earning a couple basis points extra, and they would sell back the paper in 2 weeks. Come to find out, Lehman Brothers blew up, and the Norwegian bank got stuck with a bunch of something. So they paid this partner $750 an hour, or around there, to read all these documents to figure out what they owned. After 3 weeks, at $750 an hour, the partner came back and informed them that they owned 65 to 70 loans on various real estate projects, and some of them even had various capital commitments. For example, one of them happened to be a 40-story condominium complex in Texas, which had been condemned. This white elephant would actually not only be worth nothing, but need to be destroyed and taken down. So not only is the building worthless, it's actually worse than worthless. Oh, it'd be funny if it weren't so sad. Well, this shows some of the counterparty risk that's associated with these Wall Street banks. Also, keep in mind that this was only $1.5 billion of the $900 billion plus balance sheet of Lehman Brothers. So they really got a lot of other suckers to hold the white elephants for them. Reasons why you don't necessarily want to own things that you don't understand, and why you shouldn't be throwing around $1.5 billion like it's nothing. Well, this concludes the 16th episode of the runtogold.com podcast. I hope you learned some lessons from the sad tales of a partner at DLA Piper. You've been listening to the runtogold.com podcast, the premier source for applied monetary science on the web.